What he's doing isn't allowed.
Nope.
Not allowed to recover from an Achilles this quick. 4-time NFL MVP, the current quarterback of the New York Jets, who might be medically cleared to play.
Whoa. Ooh.
Going into Week 16 when he suffered a torn Achilles in Week 1 of the NFL season. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron!
How you doing, Aaron?
Hey, guys. Good to see you.
Hey, we're talking about training camp speakers there. Frank Luntz made his way over to you guys. How'd that go? Pretty good?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, really, really good speech. When was that?
I don't know the year, Aaron, but he was there. I don't know if maybe Aaron opted out of that one, but I'm not sure. After 2010 sometime.
Oh, there's his American flag shoes.
Boom.
Yeah. Look, boom. Here's literally, there he is. That was him.
Hey.
In the Oval Office.
Wait, he's president of the United States?
Yeah, he did.
Whoa.
You were there, Darius?
Was he a Pittsburgh
No
guy?
chance.
I only remember the Pittsburgh guys that came and spoke, so I'm not sure.
Well, if Pittsburgh people were speaking, you should listen, from my understanding, because it's either going to be incredibly entertaining, incompetent, or intelligent. Sure. One or the other. Let's talk about your life right now. Where are you right now? Green screen? We're doing a movie shoot? We're on Avatar?
I am in John Vieira's office here at the facility. Just finished up some rehab for the day and some conversations, and thought I'd stick around here to do this with you guys and then head on home.
Okay, well, we're thankful that you're doing it. I wish we could change the background there. We got the north.
I'm in the back here. Yeah, it's
We got the North Pole here.
Good one. It's fake. Yeah, it's fake.
No, it's
That's the North Pole. It's a live stream.
Live looking.
Yep.
see the snowfall?
Mm-hmm. Look, they got the sign and everything.
I don't see it. Snow's not falling.
Look at that.
Yeah, North Star. Shining bright.
That's a little one. Anyways.
Where's the Magi? Is that supposed to, is it Connor, Ty, and DB are the Magi, or what do we got?
What's
Well, it's
the
what's
the modalities within Magi. We just don't really touch that.
is the Magi? What is the Magi?
Abominable snowman,
I
maybe?
don't know.
Magic? Like magic? Is that what magic?
Well, the three
wise men.
Three wise men who went and saw Jesus. They followed the star. I thought that's what you point to there.
I think Jesus was
Brought him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Frankincense, there we go. I got the frankincense.
North Star's been used a lot for a lot of people. I did not think about the Magi, though.
Does Jesus
I
live
thought
at the
that was
North Pole?
Bethlehem.
Jeez.
You said Jesus. Does Jesus live at the North Pole?
Not Bethlehem, PA though. Okay, not Bethlehem, PA.
No, it's over.
Yeah.
Great city though. Great city.
Speaking of great city, New Jersey is a state, obviously. New York is a city, though, that is pumped about your future with the New York Jets. We saw a video this past week, and a lot of them, of you on the sideline during that game that was not great for the New York Jets against Miami. A lot of facial reactions, a lot of head shakes, a lot of... I saw a big bubble blow at one point. You're one of the best bubble blowers still on TV in 2023. I want to let you know that. Always chomping on the gum. You seem disgusted with a lot. Obviously, the game did not go anywhere near how you guys thought it would. There was a video, though, that was sent to us from iRocky83, which was watching you on the sideline, and we noticed some things here, Mr. Rodgers. For instance, we wondered if you're ever going to be able to get up on your toe. That was the big conversation. Look at the rock. Look at the rock, and we're up. We're up.
Boom.
We're up higher on that one. Now, we appreciate the internet sleuthing there that iRocky did, 83, to get that. But there's a conversation now about you being medically cleared, and we see you going up onto your toes. We see you last week at practice. How do you feel? Where's your state of mind? And what are we thinking and talking about when it comes to playing football again?
Yeah, I mean, I've been progressing steadily. Once I was able to start jogging on the Ultra G at about between the 8th and 9th week, things have progressed pretty good. I came out here right before Thanksgiving, continued my rehab, and was able to get on the practice field in a limited fashion the last 3 weeks. Most of my stuff has been, like you've seen, kind of thrown on the side, individual work. This last week I took QB Center Exchange. I did some stuff with the running backs. I've been doing the 7-on-7 flight school, which is basically 2s and 3s, P-squad guys that I've asked to do at the end of the day. So that's been fun to do that. Didn't do any 11-on-11 stuff. I think the whole time it's been, hoping that we're still in it because it was unrealistic to think that I would be 100% to be medically cleared at any point during the regular season. I do feel like, in the next 3 to 4 weeks, it would be very possible to get to 100%. But obviously not there. And so the conversation was away from 100% medical clearance to a willingness to play. And that's never been a problem for me. In 2018, when it was a rough year, as Ty remembers, we had a rough stretch. Mike got fired. Joe became the interim coach. We played Atlanta at home, beat them, and then went to Chicago and lost. I think they might have won the division that day. We were kind of eliminated from the playoffs. Next week we played the Jets, and there were a lot of people thinking, was it going to play or not? And my thought was always, well, nobody's 100% in week 16, but I felt like, okay, I'm feeling really good. I want to play. I want to be out there with the guys. We had a really kind of magical game that day. And again, it went to overtime that we ended up winning on a touchdown walk-off to Devontae. But that was, I felt 100%. So there was never a question whether or not I should play. If I was 100% today, I'd be definitely pushing to play. But the fact is I'm not. I've been working hard to get closer to that. But I'm still, 14 weeks tomorrow from my surgery. And, being medically cleared as 100% healed is just not realistic at 14 weeks.
So I think everybody says that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Like if you were willing to risk not being 100% to get back in there for a team that had a chance to go on a run and make the playoffs and do everything, I think that would have made sense too as people. I think we would have been like, all right, that makes sense. If he's at 70%, 65, 75%, whatever it is, but they still have a chance to go on a run, this is still storybook, right? This is still storybook.
It still would have been, again, we're in the hypothetical world. So it still would have been, I would have, if we win Sunday, then I need to go through a week of 11-on-11 practice, taking team reps, seeing how I respond to that, seeing how much I can move in the pocket, seeing can I get out of the pocket. So there still would have been a conversation. It would have just been, it wouldn't have been, hey, we won, you're activated, you're for sure playing. Now, I obviously, being a competitor, I would have pushed it as hard as I could this week, but it still would have been a conversation. I would have had to, check all the boxes, practice well, respond well the next day after some of these 11-on-11 sessions, and then the conversation between Woody and Joe and Robert and Dave and the medical staff and Neil Elatrosh and myself to determine whether or not they were going to ultimately clear me.
Okay, so there have been a lot of steps to get through, but there's potential that we would have been able to. Do you still feel as if all the hard work to get back as quick as you are was good? Like you feel like we changed I think so. I think like you changed the thought on the Achilles this year, even though we're not seeing you back this week apparently, or the next couple weeks because the team has been completely eliminated. You're not at 100% yet. So do you feel like there has been a change? I think so. I think it's still a job well done out of you.
I hope so. I hope that, I have talked to a lot of different people that have sustained, Achilles injuries since mine and passed along all the information that I could about what's worked for me and what hasn't worked. I'm still checking in on Kirk and Jalen and JK and all the different guys that I've gotten to know during this, difficult time. But I think if anything, it shows if you were to have this injury, an off-season workout, summer workouts or something, that coming back to play is not just a possibility, but a probability if you do it the right way and you rehab and be smart about your diet. And obviously, I'm a firm believer in Neil and everything that he does, and the amazing people, Heather and Double A at Elite, and all their incredible therapists there. But there's a lot of great people across the country who can do this rehab. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of different, like we joke about, modalities you can do to increase your healing. But I think diet is very, very important. I think getting on your feet as quickly as possible is very important as well. There's some doctors that don't do that. They take their time with it, which is fine. I believe in getting on your feet and moving it quickly. And I think that there's hope that if you were to have an injury in the off season, that it's not out of the question to be ready for week one, and definitely not out of the question to be ready for the season. So hopefully this isn't looked at as kind of a 1 year kind of loss of a year death sentence moving forward. And, the surgeries have gotten better. The rehab ideas have gotten better, and there's ways to supplement that through really through diet and vitamins, I think that can put you in a better position.
Go ahead, AJ.
Does coming back like at such a quick pace, is it more, are you worried that you're going to rupture that same Achilles again, or is it something else in your body that tends to go? I know that when you hurt something, you can make up for it and, you tear something else. Like, what I guess is the biggest worry when you talk to doctors about coming back early?
Well, it's what we talked about the entire time about the difference between stretching and stressing. You got to allow that Achilles to heal up completely before you're stretching it. But there's, again, there's a lot of different ways to attack this rehab. I tried to get on my feet quickly and kind of cut a lot of the protocols in half just to see if I can do it a different way. And I wanted to push it for the first 2 months as hard as I could and get to that 8-week mark and see where I was at, and then adjust accordingly the rehab schedule after that. I feel like at 8 weeks I felt really, really good. I was walking basically normal. I was able to start jogging on the Alter G. So that's why I pushed it as far as I could. I wouldn't have done anything differently. I wanted to get back. Were we in a position where we were looking like a playoff team and the possibility of getting into playoffs without me was going to happen? Being ready for first round of playoffs to me would be an absolute no-brainer. I had kind of always circled the 24th in my head from the day I got hurt to the next day. I thought, okay, no one's come back quicker than 18 weeks. 14 weeks would be the week of the Washington game. I'm going to put my sights on that, focus on that.
Okay.
So I feel good about where I'm at now to at least there would have been a conversation about it. But it was always going to be a difficult rehab and always going to be a difficult comeback. But, I'm thankful for all the people that reached out throughout the process, all the information that was shared with me, all the great, attention I had from not just the amazing people here at One Jets Drive, but everybody at Elite. And obviously Neil's been fantastic through this whole process. And there's been a lot of these injuries, and I feel that, through what I've learned on my own, through my rehab, through my own research, and through the research of, AAA and AA and Heather and all the amazing people I've been around, I have a better idea about how to pass on the knowledge that I've learned through this process. But, there's always the fear about re-rupture if you're going too fast. But this allows me to, I'm not going to slow my rehab down. I'm going to keep attacking it every single day. But now without a timetable to come back, obviously we can be as smart as we need to be.
Yeah, we can't wait to see it all. And it's been an honor to learn all of this about the Achilles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've, I've learned more about the Achilles, I think the world has, over the last 14 weeks than ever before. Mm-hmm. So we appreciate how open you've been about the entire process and how aggressive you've been in your rehab to get back and make it happen. And that Achilles factory, it introduced us to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So we're very grateful. We're very grateful for it all. We appreciate you, though, man. Way to kick ass through this whole thing. Way to kick ass through this whole thing. There could be a lot of hard times during recovery and rehab, especially whenever you're trying to do something that nobody's ever done before very publicly. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of people that we appreciate you, man, genuinely. Now let's talk about next year. Darius has a question.
Oh, yeah. Now that probably not fully flipping the switch because obviously the season's still going on with your team, but individually not coming back this year. Now you've been documenting some of this behind the scenes as well. Will next season be the last dance for A-Rod in New York?
Oh.
I don't think so. I felt like when I came here that I got kind of a renewed passion and love for the game, and everything has been amazing here. Just the people I've gotten to work with, the relationships I've gotten to form with my teammates, and the amazing men and women that work here at One Jets Drive has been really special. I wanted, at least 2 years. I feel like this year is kind of a lost year now that I only played a couple snaps and wasn't able to go out there and improve what I'm capable of and see what we're capable of as a team. I don't think next year will be my last year. With some of the things that I've learned over the last year, taking care of my body and surrounding myself with some great people who've been helping me with my nutrition and my functional training at a more acute level. I feel like I can play more years and I can be effective into my 40s, which is crazy because I thought that I'd probably be sitting on a couch somewhere at 40. But now I want to be a starter at 40. I want to be a starter at 41. I want to see what I can get out of this body. I believe in the leadership that we have here. I believe in our guys. I think it's not a situation where we have to rebuild. We need to reload a little bit, and there'll be some tough decisions for sure. But I like the pieces that we have in place. I like our young players. We got a lot of great young players who are stepping into more of a leadership role in their second and third years. There's some guys who just got paid who are incredible players, like Quentin Williams, who's got a chance to be an All-Pro in the league for a long, long time. His brother has had one of the most outstanding years for an inside backer, I think, in the league, and I think he's finally getting the respect that he deserves. CJ has been a rock for us as our captain on defense. But a lot of great performances this year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think Sauce, although you won't see the interception numbers jump out, has had a fantastic year. Nobody really throws his way. And then on the other side, the guy's getting a lot of work. DJ Reed has had a fantastic season. So proud of those guys. I think Tony Adams has had a really nice year for us as undrafted player who's just gotten better every single week. Jordan White has been great for us in the back end. Our D line speaks for itself. They're 6-7 deep, and they've been fantastic all season long. Quinton obviously has had a fantastic year inside. Quentin Jefferson's had a really nice year playing interior tackle for us. Solomon Thomas has had a fantastic year, had a great game. JFM is a stout, solid player on the edge for us. Bryce Huff has made himself a lot of money this year.
Oh, yeah.
Will McDonald has a bright future in the league. So there's a lot of pieces in place. Most of those guys will be back. Some of those guys might get opportunities to get paid somewhere else, and hopefully they do. I want to see everybody get paid. Offensively, we got to reload a couple spots, but I think we got some great pieces in place. We have two outstanding game breaker players to build around in Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, who've had nice seasons, and I think the future is very bright. In New Jersey for our guys, and we'll finish out this season the right way, and be a long off season for sure. But I like the men that we have on the squad. I like the characters that we have, and we just got to add a couple pieces to it, and the goals will still be the goals.
It's getting real loud, bro. It's getting real loud. Everything you just said, I agree with. You said amazing things. And this year, the way it was supposed to go got derailed literally 4 plays into the whole thing, but it's getting loud out of those Jets fans. Yeah. They first time, long time going into the season, real hope.
Oh yeah,
real optimism.
Super Bowl.
And it almost made it even worse because then all of a sudden they had hope and now it's gone completely. And then things like this past weekend happen. Which leads to this from Conman.
Yeah, Aaron, real quick too, conspiracy update, massive list coming out next year. You should be pumped about it. We all are. But one big thing that's being talked about right now, and it's happening everywhere. It's not just New York, and obviously it's amplified in New York. But I mean, they're talking about firing Bill Belichick, who's the greatest head coach and GM of all time. So no matter what, when your team struggles, those conversations are going to happen in the media. But with everything that's happened with the Jets this year, for you personally and just in general for players who are injured and who are watching and can't actually help during the game, is it much more difficult when that is happening, and also the guys that you have grown to love and have relationships with, Saleh, Douglas, Hackett, when those guys are getting dragged, does it make it even harder, just to be watching? And was that like an added motivation throughout the year that you wanted to get back? Was that something that also kind of attributed to hey, I want to get back to like prove these guys right in the mind of, the people who are covering the team, just because it has gotten so loud?
Yeah, of course. I think to not say yes would be to deny a natural human instinct to protect those that you love and you care about. And I believe in Joe Douglas. I think he's put together a lot of great drafts and a great roster. We obviously had a number of difficult injuries this season. I believe in Robert Saleh. I think he's a fantastic coach. I think he's about the right stuff. And what you emphasize, you're going to get. And I think he emphasizes the right things, being about the right stuff, how to be a professional. I believe in Nate Hackett. Always have. I think the offense that he runs is quarterback friendly. And, obviously it was geared around me and my abilities and what I do well and my ability to get to the line of scrimmage and get us in good play and to survive bad plays. I think that's a bigger role for a quarterback to do as anything is how do we survive a play that maybe nobody's open or somebody gets beat right away, or it just doesn't look good pre-snap. And I think that's part of a quarterback's job. It's not just to make the splash plays, but to make the right play when things don't look great. So yeah, it comes with playing in New York and being a Jet or a Giant. It's a great media, very passionate. Our fan base is incredibly passionate. 13 years without going to the playoffs is tough. And so naturally, this reaction from fans across the league, albeit sometimes misguided. I think people want snap decisions, and I can't believe the Belichick stuff because I've played against Bill a number of times. I have the most amount of respect for him. He's been the best coach in the league for a long time. Like you said, you got to say, Pat, which was so awesome at the Army-Navy game, just reminding him who he is out loud so everybody can hear that you're the best coach and GM of all time. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. So for people to call for his job or whoever else's job, I understand it. I respect people's opinions. They feel so strongly about it because they love their team so much and they want to be great. You have to also understand that there's some things that great quarterback play can overcome. I think every great coach over the years has probably had a pretty damn good quarterback and pretty good play. I mean, obviously, Tom and Bill had incredible success and won 6 Super Bowls together. And it doesn't make Bill a worse coach that Tom's gone. But you need stability at the quarterback position to be successful in this league. And look around the league, the teams that are playing the best are having stellar quarterback play. And they also have a stellar offensive line play. And we've had a ton of injuries up front. You look at the 5 that started the season. Connor McGovern had season-ending injury. ABT and Achilles, season-ending injury. Lakin and McKay have been kind of the only ones that have held on. Joe's been guard and now at center for us. Billy and Jake, fighting their asses off on the right side, but weren't expected to be starters starting the season out for us. So, our best teams over the years, you look at the 2014 team I go back to many times, we were really dynamic on offense and had Jordy and Randall who were playing at a super high level and a young rookie, Devontae Adams. We had Eddie Lacy in the backfield, but we had 5 guys up front who were really freaking good. Bakhtiari, Sitton, Corey Lindsley, TJ Lang, and Brian Balaga. And those guys played together. There wasn't a lot of injuries. They played most of the games together. We didn't have a lot of turnover. That's a big part of this whole thing. And, with our center going down, our right guard going down, McKay flipping sides, Dwayne going down, we've had a lot of moving pieces up front, and that's made it difficult for the quarterback throughout the year. And, it's just kind of been one of those things. So you can blame whoever you want to blame, but I would wager to guess things would look a little bit different, with some consistency in guys staying healthy up front and me playing quarterback. And I look forward to showing that next year.
Hell yeah, I think everybody's excited. That's why they were so excited this year about what it could have been. Although the offensive line was certainly a question going into training camp. It was, and Robert Saleh talked about it. So hopefully that'll be something that gets fixed for next season as the dreams and hopes of all Jets fans will come back as number 8 is running on the field with the American flag again.
Yeah.
What a moment that was. We'll always hold on to that night until next year starts.
We're going to have more moments like that. That won't be the lasting image that you see of me in a Jet jersey. There's going to be a lot more amazing things to come. It's going to be a long off season for sure, and for Jets fans, it's going to be an extremely long off season. But
they've been there before.
The night is darkest before the dawn, and we're going to rise again, and it's going to be exciting.
The night is darkest before the dawn.
Mm-hmm.
That is right.
Amen.
Amen. You need the rain so you can enjoy flowers.
That's right.
These things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for a rainy day, cloudy day, you wouldn't appreciate a sunny day.
Ever.
This is just 13 years of a setup.
Exactly.
For next year's happiness.
Right.
In flowers, in sun, in the brightest dawn that there's ever been. We're all the way back.
Yeah.
AJ, go ahead, pal.
Have you thought about what your offseason is going to look like with the team? I know this last offseason you took part in a lot of the OTAs and different things. You were out there slanging it around. Have you had any kind of talks with anybody about what it might look like this year?
Well, not really. Out of respect for the finishing the season right, I think it's important to not be talking about your off-season travel plans or your schedule. I think that's not really what it's. Now it happens for sure, but I think it's important to finish that season the right way, to be professional, this is the last time this team will be together in its entirety. And there's something special about that, regardless if you're playing for the playoffs or not. Doing things, finishing out the right way, being a professional. It's a who you know league. So doing things the right way goes a long way for you as a player to make sure you always have a job in this league. Same for coaches. So we got to do things the right way. But I'm going to be, doing my usual working out on the West Coast, and then once we kind of get revved up around the draft, I'll be back here and trying to get this thing right. I think it's important, to make sure I keep putting my stamp on this offense, and we'll have some new pieces, so I want to make them get on the same page. But I'll still have things to do in May and June that'll take me elsewhere. But I'll try and
going back
be
to the
around.
cave?
Darkness, dolphin sex parties.
Ooh.
Yeah, what is it?
Maybe the latter. The former, though, I've been there, done that. I don't think I'm going to go back in a dark cave anymore. I think I've had enough time for contemplation this entire year.
You've retired from darkness.
Wow.
Congratulations. Welcome to the light.
Welcome to the light, Aaron.
Welcome to the light. Holy hell. You beat the game.
Thanks,
It's
Jack.
huge.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You went into the hole and beat the game.
Breaking.
I don't need to go back.
Nope.
What are we doing? I already done that.
Yeah.
How many days were you in there? How long were you in there?
5 days and 4 nights.
Is that real right now? Or I thought it was 3. Is it really 5 days you were in that thing?
It was 3 entire days and then parts of 2 other days, but it was 5
Oh, check
5 days and
Yep, check
4
in,
nights.
check out.
Check it.
Yeah, when you go
The
check in.
afternoon of the first day, came out the
Did they slip a receipt on it?
morning of the 5th day. So.
The hotel racket, you can't check in until 4 o'clock, too.
What a
Hey,
joke.
It's like, okay, just get the rooms done.
Yeah.
Airbnb, too.
All right, what I got? I got 3 hours now because the only flight in here was at this time.
Oh, thanks.
I just got to sit here. Okay, that's my fault, I guess. Darkness.
my
I
fault.
think there's some
Late
people on the show who could use some time, in darkness. There's some anger issues from the toxic table that could probably get worked out through a little contemplation in the darkness.
I like my anger issues. I want them.
I'm in the light right now. I'm seeing the
Is
light.
that dog? You got dog on your chest right now? That's
Yep.
weird.
No.
With Taylor Swift written below it.
Wow. Well, I don't understand.
Yeah, what's that
We
about?
don't need
It's
it.
like
You have no idea.
the
This is how we start the show.
Yep.
Nobody
This
does.
is how we started the
Oh.
show.
What does that mean?
it's like
Two things on the shirt at the same time.
Okay, potentially.
Boom.
We didn't even think about maybe it is a Pfizer shirt. I had no idea.
No, it is not, and it is not sponsored by or anything of that nature. It's just two goats.
Lift up your
two-
sleeve. Show us your bandage.
Two titans of industry. Look, Tony, I got my one jab. Okay, you can just leave it at that. But it's just two titans of their own
out
kind
Justin
of worlds.
We're in the middle of like a very serious Jets conversation earlier, and like Connor holds up the question he wants to ask. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, perfect. That's for right now. Send it over. Before we get there, Aaron, there's a list coming out next year. We've been
Keep
waiting.
him updated.
We're waiting on-
Came with breaking news
You don't
today.
think he knows? He's on the internet a unique amount of time.
True.
Ticker.
Just remind-
Put it on the ticker.
Yeah, you're right. Put it on. That is breaking news. That is breaking
Trying to get
news.
his name off that list, probably.
You?
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, 170,
Someone's
170 some people. It's gonna open some eyeballs, I bet.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Speaking of interesting, this guy's turning 40 here, or this guy over here, pretty soon. You know that, right?
At the Capitol again?
Yeah, him and Arthur
January
Smith.
6th. Yeah, we know.
Yep.
We know his birthday. Yeah, the whole world knows his birthday.
That's right.
No, they all know his birthday.
He might have been one of those undercover agents.
We don't,
That's the
he
captain.
was. He didn't miss the show that day.
He did.
Yeah, and there were,
Yep.
I mean, not just AJ. There are a lot of people in Atlanta saying Artie Smith also undercover agent.
Yeah, they're putting Artie Smith in a lot of pictures trying to get him canceled. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
they're AI. They're,
Was there anybody with a great mustache there? I'm confused.
he does have a fantastic mustache.
mustache.
Have to compliment him on that. Boy, Falcons fans do not seem to enjoy old Artie Smith, which goes back to the NFL, which is easy come, easy go league. You have success, we love you. You don't, we hate you. Artie's on the ladder there, down there in Atlanta. Yeah, especially after that Carolina.
Well, I'm a fan. For whatever it's worth, I'm a fan.
Me too, I think.
Yeah, he's a weapon.
He's stout, too. I saw him down in Atlanta in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And I said, much more strapping.
He's kind of jocked.
Yeah, I said, much more strapping than you could have ever expected. Artie Smith, he goes, that was quite a backhanded compliment. I was like, well, Well, I mean, he is. He's a lad. He's pretty yoked up.
His dad's devil dog. Makes sense.
Yeah, his dad is a Marine. One of 10 kids. Is that what it was?
Yep.
Insane. Anyways, let's go back to your offseason. There's a big question for Ty.
Yeah, Aaron, a lot of rumors basically saying that, like, hey, the Jets are still going to go all in. They're going to sell out, do whatever they can to make sure that they can trade for Devontae Adams. Now, we also saw the alleged reports that as the Jets were courting you, you wrote down a list and basically said, hey, if you don't get these guys, I'm not coming. So figure it out. Just curious, though, going into next year, like, what is your expectation in terms of your involvement with the roster construction when you talk about having to retool a little bit, whether that be through, like, the draft or free agency or, like, acquiring people via trade?
Well, I think it'd be pretty similar to various parts of my career where I'm a pretty decent recruiter. So if they have a certain person they want, making sure I'm in the loop to have the right conversations with that free agent. So I enjoy those conversations. I think, we'll try and get high character people in here that are about the right stuff, about what we're trying to be known for. And, Joe and I got a great relationship. So, the lines of communication are always wide open. I was actually just talking to him before I came down here. We talk weekly, but don't get a chance to sit down all the time. But we're always, always in communication, and it's a good line of communication between Robert and Joe and myself, and I'm always trying to help out with the chemistry and character stuff, and I just think that we need guys in here who are about the right stuff, and I think Joe's done a good job. I mean, the guys he's drafted the last couple of years have been pretty outstanding. Look at some of the big playmakers in their second and third years here. Look at the defensive side of the ball with Sauce and obviously Garrett on the offensive side of the ball, and Jermaine Johnson's had such an incredible year for us on defense. We got to keep drafting well and bringing guys who are about the right stuff. We'll see what happens with any trades or any of that stuff. But I'm always kind of in the loop.
I'm excited to hear your recruiting tactics.
Yeah.
Like, are you taking the bird somewhere, landing, saying, hey, let's go to Dahn, or let's do this entire thing? Because a lot of these college coaches you can learn from in the recruiting world, especially with the transfer portal. There's ways to hook this thing up, let alone all the chains that are tossed around over there at the Jets. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Sauce got one. Woody's got one.
Yep.
I mean, that could become like a whole new thing. Welcome to the team. I'm excited to see what the team looks like next year. Remember, Aaron on the ticker told Darius Butler earlier, we got a few years left.
Oh, yeah. 40-41.
This ain't a one-year thing. AAA's got me feeling right. I got abs now. We wrestled the other night, and I won. That was an enjoyable experience, as opposed to what it could be with AAA. And your body's feeling better than ever, right? I mean, that is basically what we said earlier.
Body feels good for sure. I mean, I think, people are always trying to bring up science this and science that. Diet is the most important thing for dealing with a lot of things that are going on with your body. And if you're eating fake food, processed food, genetically modified organisms, high inflammatory foods, you're going to have a hard time.
What are inflammatory foods? The ones that taste good? Is that what you're saying?
Dairy.
There's a lot of different ones. And I think it's important. I saw something that Dana White was talking about the other day about a doctor that he went to, and blood test is important to figure out. So everybody has different types of blood and different sensitivities to certain foods, and just making sure you're eating stuff that kind of gels with your body constitution is important. So a lot of stuff that I've done, with AAA in the past year, and really since 2015, just kind of trying to be a lot more intentional with my diet has been important. Now, some of these guys are absolute genetic freaks, and it doesn't matter what they eat. There's guys that still enjoy McDonald's, which I don't know why. I can't understand why, but they can still go out and play and not put on a ton of weight.
Tastes really good.
Yeah, the apple pies.
McFlurry.
Didn't you ever do that when you were growing up, where you put a Big Mac on the, in the classroom and for the entire year and watch that thing not age a bit?
Yes.
No, I didn't get accepted.
If you did that, it's like finding out how sausage is made. If you do that, you stop eating that kind of.
Don't tell me that about quarter pounder with cheese. That's a different animal. A Big Mac, obviously.
Got chicken nuggets in me.
I love those things.
I wouldn't eat those. I wouldn't eat
nuggets.
those either.
I've never met
they're
somebody
delicious.
that's ever
Leave
not
those-
liked chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Let's leave chicken nuggets in the barn, okay? We can talk about everything else.
Well, I think that's what he's saying, though. Everything in the barn is in chicken nuggets.
Oh, no.
I think is what
yeah.
he's
Well,
saying.
you know what? I don't know if and I'm only speculating because I saw a couple of you guys, but during the year, it's hard. Coaches, spending crazy hours game planning and all that stuff, and a lot of them tend to put some weight on.
Oh, he's talking about
I feel like it might have happened a little bit during the football season with some of the members of the show. So maybe this off season, as football is on the back
What
burner,
you talk about?
Maybe.
we get on Weight Watchers or start to do some things to
Weight Watchers.
to kind of trim it up a little bit.
I'll tell you what, the dieting is tough.
DB, I'm not talking to you. DB, you look great.
Hey,
Still
hey,
play.
appreciate that, Aaron.
Shots fired.
Oh, isn't that nice, Darius?
Appreciate
it.
That must be
Yeah.
nice. Hey, geez, isn't
Son
that
of a
feel
bitch.
so good? That type of compliment. Darius actually looked like a cross-country runner when the season started.
That's right.
He is back to looking properly jocked, which is great to see. Been hitting the Hawk House.
Right. There you go.
Been hitting the Hawk House. A lot of boys in great shape this year. A lot of boys. Last year,
I'm not saying you got to be like AJ and only eat like eggs and chicken, which is bizarre. And luckily, he's got an
I don't do
amazing
that.
wife who takes care of him. But there's one guy that comes in there pretty regularly as well, who played at a certain weight and seems to be trimmed up and pretty jocked himself. And I'm talking about the initials AQ.
Yeah. The Q,
that
she's going
guy-
to be really pumped to hear that because all we've done is just completely shame him.
Yeah, it's the worst.
He's still alive. We got a wellness check on him.
Hey, he's not just alive. He thrived over
Yeah.
it.
Crush.
yeah.
I saw him in a video.
Yeah.
We got a highlight tape for tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a bunch of
In
them.
the
Camp
trenches.
MVP.
And it was
John
the
Wick.
Green Berets. It wasn't Navy SEALs. He set us up to get killed because I'm like, he's at this Navy SEAL thing. And then he posts a photo of Green Beret camp. I'm like, you make me
hell?
look like an asshole, Akush. You know what I mean? I don't think he knew exactly where he was headed.
Sure.
He had a great time, though. He did do well.
Yeah, he was crushing.
I want to put a challenge out there to the boys who are coming out for Tahoe again this year. Like, when you take that shirt off, I want to see you take it off with a lot of pride.
See, he doesn't know about talking.
Some oomph.
Yeah, I don't know
When you jump in that freezing cold lake,
who's.
I want to see you pretty jocked.
I don't think I was invited this year at Tahoe. That was a shame. I don't think the boys.
I don't believe that.
Man, I didn't see the email. Did you guys get the email already?
I haven't seen one yet, so I think you're fine.
Okay.
I think you're gonna be there for a while. Now we got to start getting you to climb up the rankings a little bit.
Yeah, gonna have to get a lot better at golf. Gonna have to get a lot better at golf. Also gonna have to get a lot better at walking. The shoes are gonna have to be. I've gone 2 years in a row here trying to I want the shoes to look good.
Sure.
I'm wearing a
We
fit.
got no excuses. Jim McMahon's out there on a little scooter, and he's still playing. So.
Okay.
He's mentally tougher than I am. I will tell you that. I would not go out there if that was the case. But Jim McMahon's a dog.
Come on, don't be soft. We saw Butch.
Yeah.
Butch was still out there getting it. War veteran.
I would
war
be
hero.
bummed out if I missed.
That's what he's saying, though. Butch is sinking 35-foot putts on his John Deere,
I'm missing 6 foot putts
Yeah.
in front of everybody on a regular basis. It is a humiliating event. It is very long, but the company's fantastic.
Yeah. And
It's a nice little mental vacation. Whole body sore. I got bruised toes, all of them.
ugh.
Just when I get a chance to go.
What a warrior! You're a warrior.
Thank you.
You're a warrior.
Thank you. People forget about that. And I'm walking there and my whole body hurts and I'm like, Duffner's just been rolling around these golf courses for 15 years. John Daly is smoking cigs,
What?
drinking beers,
What?
walking these courses. It is not enough respect is given to that at all.
Nope.
Speaking of respect, we're in a time of year that I think you have massive respect for. Tone has a question
Yeah, and
for you.
speaking of respect, Aaron, let me remind you, be a friend, tell a friend, tell somebody something nice that might save their life today. And so far today, you've called me fat and you left me out of the 3 Mogwai. Okay, so something to think about there. Something to think about there. But we're less than a week away from Christmas. Any Christmas movie recommendations or anything that we should be doing here in the last couple of days before the great day?
Well, I think we got to first decide, is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll allow it.
Okay, Christmas movie. I think we also need to have a debate on what the best Home Alone is.
2.
Two's very.
Utah, give
I
me
watched
two.
the other night. It was fantastic.
Fire.
But the
Is
first.
two your favorite because there's a cameo from Trump, or is it some other one?
That is why Connor enjoys it.
Whoa,
yes.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
Don't
that-
put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said that.
But
It helps.
so he did.
Listen, if you want nostalgia, we used to watch White Christmas on Christmas Eve, an old Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye movie from right when television was color. That has some nostalgic feelings for me. And then It's a Wonderful Life we would watch on Christmas. Couple great old nostalgic movies. I think Elf is still probably the best Christmas movie.
Okay.
And definitely one that I like watching every year. But yeah, it's Christmas. Everybody has their own traditions. I remember AJ likes to eat Chinese food on Christmas. I don't understand that.
Oh, like
Nice.
Santa
Seems
Claus.
a little, it's strange. But
rice.
Chai com AJ.
not that he's actually eating anything at the Chinese restaurant besides like chicken skewers. But
What about Christmas Vacation? You left that one out.
What about Grinch? You also left that one out. Jim Carrey obviously committed to the bit. He was actual asshole Grinch.
I like the old Grinch. I'm not
Cartoon. I can deal with that.
Boris
I like the
Karloff.
cartoon.
But
Yeah, I like the cartoon.
Jim Carrey is the Grinch. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, Tim Allen, Scott Calvin, solid.
Four
Santa Claus
Christmases.
6 is probably the best one.
Santa Claus 6? Okay. All right. Yeah, there's no reason to make a mock.
Fred Claus.
Okay, there's no reason to make a mock.
What about Krampus? That's a pretty good Christmas movie.
Yeah. Sleigh Ride with Bill Goldberg.
No, I think the most underrated Christmas movie though also has the most swear words in it in any movie, I believe, and that's Bad Santa.
That's a solid movie.
Yeah.
That is good.
First one.
I enjoy
Great movie.
and also if you make a banger during the holiday season, it's going to run forever.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody gives a shot.
Basically, any movie with little people in it is going to be in my top 25.
Okay.
So
Okay, just
Bad
because
Santa,
the commitment to the
Willow,
Yeah, why is
Willow,
Oh, Willow's legendary.
bit. Okay.
Nice.
Star Wars: Return of the Jedi,
All right. WWE, Monday Night
Jackass.
Raw.
Harry
the
Potter.
Ewoks,
Okay.
Harry Potter,
Willow.
All right.
Yeah.
Love that.
What about Wee
Game
Man?
of Thrones,
Yeah, Wee Man crushed
Yeah.
it.
Elf as well.
He's a Royal Rumble.
Elf.
Yeah. Pete Dinklage.
Jojo Rabbit.
Wizard of Oz.
That's a lot. That's more than 25 movies all of a sudden. Now you're in trouble.
Those are all my top 25.
Oh, okay, sweet. Hey, before we get out of here, can you list us your top 22 whites? Because we got all white versus all black game going on. Rashard Mendenhall threw this out into the social media sphere. And obviously, everybody that's ever been in the NFL or in a locker room before started dying laughing and then started saying, wait a minute, though. Let's start piecing this together. Why? Because we have too much time and we're in a locker room. And this is how actual friendships and relationships between black people and white people actually go. People that have actual friends of the other race, can joke about it, where some people get incredibly upset about everything. Rashard Mendenhall, super racist. If this was the other way around, he would be canceled. It's like, we would all talk shit on him, though, all the sports people, if it was the other way around. And that's just how the sports world is. That's how we go. Have you given this any thought or consideration? And I'd like to let you know, I made a big move for the whites yesterday.
Huge.
Huge move. Huge move.
Yep.
I negotiated a deal publicly, one-sided, without speaking to anybody on the other side, that we get Samoa, Polynesian, the Usos.
Yep.
The Usos are on the white team, which is great news. And in return, the black team gets any Asian player that is to play. So that was the deal.
He's a kicker.
That was negotiated. Younghoe Koo is the kicker for Atlanta. He's the second highest percentage in the history of the NFL, right behind Justin Tucker. He will be kicking for them, which is a big deal. Have you thought about this? Have you seen the reaction of it at all? It is awesome how the internet has responded.
I didn't know about it till the second. So I think just off the top of my head, spitballing, we need to have a draft, and it's got to involve Dave Chappelle. So we should have a draft, right? Because there's, a couple people that we're not sure which team they'd be on. So we need to have a draft.
We got Patrick Mahomes, Aaron.
Whoa.
And Mike McDaniel's our head coach. So
Gotta have a conversation.
Yep.
There's a lot to be
Well, it
sorted.
depends if you're first pick or not. Okay,
no,
Good point.
That's true.
but we'll see. I mean, as we saw in the racial draft with Chappelle, it just matters where you're picking, right? Not who you're picking. So I think we should probably have some sort of draft. But I think what is he really saying? He's really talking about who is allowed to speak and not speak, right? And I think a lot of current players, who are getting criticized, hold on to that, like, oh, well, that person never played, so I don't really give a shit about what they say, you know. And on the flip side, there's interesting comments about certain guys who do say things. Like I saw what Cam Newton said, right? And Cam took a lot of flack for what he said. And first of all, he has the right to talk about whatever he wants, number one, as a human. But number two, he was MVP and a pretty damn good player. So if anybody has the ability to talk about, again, they're talking about with their opinion. Like, everybody should. But secondly, Cam, he can talk. He can say whatever he wants. Like, he's been there, done that. He played in the league at a super high level. He won MVP. He went to the Super Bowl. Like, Cam can say whatever he wants with the authority that he played at a high level, knew what he was doing, and also it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody on TV who never played has plenty of opinions that don't get questioned the same as. And I don't know what else Richard said, if that was the only he said or not, but like.
Well, he said a lot.
Played,
He certainly he seems to not like the Watts. I don't know if I don't think he likes the Watts necessarily.
Could understand.
Do what you got.
That's neither here nor there. But I think that it is interesting who we allow to speak, and who we allow not to speak. And obviously, people, question my ability to speak on certain things because I don't have a official doctorate degree, but that's neither here nor there at this point. But when it comes to Cam, I think Cam's opinion, for me at least, carries a lot of weight because I respect him for what he did in the league, how he played, and that the stuff that he said, I think for the most part was interesting, and it's his opinion, which is awesome, but I don't think he was too far off.
Yeah, it's okay. So you just said a lot there at the end. I don't know where to go with this right now because I was going to say that doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with what he's saying. You're just saying he's allowed to say whatever the hell. He's Cam Newton. He has earned it. But a lot of people are judging Cam Newton off of how he played in New England. Yes. In his last couple of years after he had that shoulder injury where he wasn't able to throw, I think there's a lot of humans that are like, that's Cam Newton in their eyes, as opposed to the defensive end that showed up in the NFL who was bigger, stronger, faster than everybody and took over an entire stadium whenever he was playing for the Panthers all the way to the Super Bowl. All the way to the Super Bowl. Yep. So it's like I think people forget about that in the world that we're in.
I honestly didn't see a whole lot of what he said. First thing, I just saw he posted like a 10-minute video, and I watched the video. One, I think Cam's a really interesting person, and two, I've always had respect for him. I saw him as a rookie in 2014. We played him in Carolina, and we won late. I hit Jordy for a touchdown, catch and run, a long play. 2012, sorry. Or 2011, one of those two. Whoever's first year.
Losing it.
CT's kicking in. But he threw for 400 yards that day. He was unbelievable. And again, he accomplished a lot in the league. I trust opinions like Greg Olson, and Greg and I are friends, and I think he does a fantastic job on TV. And him and Kevin do an amazing job with that Fox 1 team. But, when you talk to Greg about Cam, he has nothing but glowing things to say. Like, he talks about his leadership, his ability, his instincts on the field. And so, people remember, for whatever reason right now, they're remembering him in New England or whatever after his injuries and different things. But Cam was an MVP player. And Cam has every right to speak on what he believes. He's doing, like, he's owning his media now. It looks like he's doing really well. I saw what he said, people are going to, you're bitter about this, you're bitter about that. From what I saw in the 10-minute video, Cam seems to be in a great spot and seems to be enjoying life and happy. And that doesn't always sit well with people either. If a former player is, happy and just shooting from the hip and speaking their mind.
Ben Roethlisberger, too. So Ben Roethlisberger is doing similar things with his footballin' pod in Pittsburgh. Cam's doing his thing. It's like, and then there's people that get really upset about, there's all these podcasts. Everybody thinks they have it. It's like, the more we hear from people that have done it, the better. That is not saying, though, that you have had to have played to talk about this sport.
No,
but it's just the angle in which you talk, though. Like, like for instance, I was only a punter in the league. So when I'm talking about some things, I will defer. Like, I do not have the answer for that. But there's some people who've never played, have never been in a locker room, have really no idea, and they speak as if they're an authority on things. And I think that's an easy way to potentially, with the lack of self-awareness, for everybody to be like, we hate this guy. Yeah. So we're not saying you have to play. We're just saying the angle in which you come.
There's some incredible reporters who spent their life studying the game, being around the game, writing books, whatever it might be, who know the game, who have the clout to be able to speak on that. but it doesn't mean that their opinion and their clout should silence a guy like Cam or Ben. I mean, Ben won 2 Super Bowls. Like, Ben's a Hall of Fame player. Like, and in the end, why do we have to get so damn offended by what everybody says? Like, it's their opinion. If you don't want to hear it, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. But just to cancel people and quiet people and censor people because we don't agree with their opinions definitely doesn't create an environment of free speech and appreciation for everybody's opinion. So kudos to Ben for speaking up. Big kudos for Cam. Nothing but love and respect for him. And kudos for Rashad. Hey, speak your mind. That's your truth? Cool, bro. Whatever. That's fine.
I'm
You don't
about
have to agree
sick.
with it or like it.
I'm about sick of seeing these little white profile photos on these frat boys who played in high school telling me I was garbage. Okay.
I'm better.
Okay. I'm better than your goat. I'm better than your goat. Whoever you're like. That was awesome. He just had it. He was so sick of opening that app.
Yes.
Seeing something. Let me find out about this motherfucker.
Who was he mad at? Who do you think he was pointing that to?
I think there was about 14 to 15 fuckboy whites. We all know them.
Trolling.
We all know. We have all met them before, seen them before. Who played high school football?
Studs.
Studs. They were so good at it.
Varsity.
We're talking Letterman. They were studs. And they probably just shit talkers as well. So it's like, let me go ahead and find this guy. Let me go ahead and bury him a little bit. And this guy just fed up. I fucking can't take it anymore.
That's it.
There seems to be one particular group of people that are saying the same shit. Let's go ahead and settle this right now.
Well, in that case, I do agree with Rashad. As many of the seasoned, long-term, awesome reporters who are great at their job and have researched and been around it forever, there's a lot of bums, and we've called out a few of them on this show over the years. But there's definitely quite a few bums who don't know what they're talking about and don't ever say anything nice about anybody and just want to stir shit up, and that's their prerogative.
Hey, and to be clear,
You do what you want.
everybody's calling Rashard racist, which I could certainly see how you could read it that way. I think it's brought a lot of NFL guys back together.
Yeah.
It's almost become like an alumni or reunion.
The locker room.
It's always been like a reunion. Robert Mathis was quote tweeting it last night. He's like, yeah, this is kind of a mid-range jumper, too, for conversations we could get into
Oh, yeah.
in his entire thing. It was a beautiful little depiction in there. And, Aaron, you powered right through the hard out. So the people didn't get to hear the end of your one answer that you were given that was phenomenal. But today was a good one. I didn't know what to expect today.
I didn't catch the signals there.
Nah, I didn't even give
Oh, wow.
any. I just started looking at the clock, and I was like,
I figured once you said fuck that we were off of
yeah.
the main network and back on YouTube. So
Shout out to you.
because nobody got crazy that we'd ruin the streak that obviously was fake anyway.
Whoa.
Whoa, we're journalists.
When you guys tried to cancel me, and I said fuck last week, and
We did.
actually we'd already been past that. There had been 13 straight days.
Yeah, we had a miscount in the Thunderdome
Yeah.
because in the New York,
It was a road game.
yeah, it was in another. It was a hostile environment.
Exactly.
We had never seen those people before. They were very nice, by the way.
Yes, they were.
Completely baffled that our show is our show, though.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially when you
That
do
was
like.
that was a cool little setup.
It was, wasn't it?
That was nice. Yeah.
Did you sign a jersey for Greeny yet? Because remember, you just dogged. He's had that thing in the studio all year.
Yeah.
He's actually like held it up and spoke for it
Yeah.
and prayed to it and everything. And you're like, we need to make that better. That's kind of.
We need to make it. Yeah, it's just it's naked. I feel like
It is naked.
like a snowman without any
Bingo.
Buttons.
any facial features or genitalia. It's just naked.
Yeah, carrot.
Balls.
Couple of them. Got a nose and a penis.
Boom.
Couple piece of coal.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, look out for snow dicking. I just saw it.
What?
People are doing it.
Kids in Pittsburgh.
What are you doing?
First snow of
does
the
that
year.
mean?
First snow of the year. They're drawing dicks on windshields in the snow.
Yep.
Look
Oh,
out.
that's not what I
Oh,
thought
that's
that meant.
not right. That's
Oh,
not
I
right.
thought you said Snowden. I thought we were going to get into a new conversation about Ed Snowden.
Ooh.
I've learned about him. I asked a chief of staff about Snowden.
All right.
I think. Is that what the chief of staff are the heads, right?
Yeah.
Of each one? One came and spoke to us. I asked about Snowden. That was when, I was like 5, 6 years, 7 years ago, whenever Snowden really all started.
I think Weekend at Bernie should pardon Snowden, Assange
Oh,
as a start. As a start.
I get it.
And Manning. Snowden, and Assange. And the guy that did the Silk Road, too.
All right.
Pardon them all. Weekend at Bernie's, if you're listening, pardon
All
them
right. All right.
Jeez, yeah.
Hey, we
He's
appreciate
responded to you in the past.
We
Yeah.
appreciate. He certainly has. He has certainly mentioned and remembers what you've done, and your choices.
First of all, he doesn't remember anything.
All right.
Let's be honest. He doesn't remember any of it, okay?
Come on, man.
He might have said something at some point. He doesn't remember that either.
Nope.
We'll show the clip. We'll show the clip. Anyways, I'm happy we could go there on this glorious Tuesday. First snowfall.
I wish we brought this up when we were still on the network, but I do appreciate it.
Next time.
That's on
And
me.
let me just send a
we'll try.
a warm Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of our Jet fans. And listen, we love you. We want it as badly as you do. We care about it as badly as you do. We're as pissed as you are. But we're asking you, I'm asking you, stick with us, to believe in us, to start manifesting positive things, not thinking about what could go wrong 2024, and just trust that today is, the 19th of December, 2023. That the 19th of December, probably be the 18th or the 20th next year when I'm on this show. But it'll be a different conversation.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Just trust it, baby. It's been a long 13 years. But the optimism you had going into this season, let's just bottle that. Let's open that bottle and let's start drinking it for next year. We appreciate
Drinking it like it's Iron City, just pound them like it's Iron City.
Hell yeah. I see lot, maybe a little mango in that
Boys.
thing. Yeah, hell yeah. We appreciate you, man. You're the best. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hooga.
Hey, have a great day, guys.
Hooga.
Merry Christmas, and say something nice to somebody. You never know, it's going to change your life. Tone, love you, buddy. Love the cowboy hat. Love your shtick. And love what you're about.
Love that. Love your fake ass shit.
no.
Love you.
Love
That's
your
a
fake
shot.
ass shit.
I'm
All
gonna
What a
take it.
shot.
I'm gonna take it.
right.
Character tone.
All right. Love you, man. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Rod.